Alright guys, what's going on? Quancredible here. Black Clover chapter 199. Yeah, one away from the big 200. A couple things to touch on this chapter. It seemed a bit shorter to me. It may be because it was like mostly like a fight, but also definitely if you're not subbed, please sub to my channel. We recently hit 100 subs, which I'm super pumped about, and I definitely want to keep bringing you guys great content. So just show me some support. I do tons of exclusive Black Clover content, analysis videos, but enough of that, we're going to get into the review. So the chapter begins literally right where we left off last week with Dark Elf Patri getting ready to shoot the Ray of Divine Punishment, like that huge attack he was about to shoot against Yami the very first time that they fought. And together, Yuno and Asta are able to fend it off, which actually is pretty impressive. So at the very least, we can say that Asta and Yuno combined together should be around captain strength, at the very least. And after they deflect it, Asta's black form runs out, and to me is no surprise. I believe I said in my last chapter video that Asta's black form isn't going to last too much longer, just because it just doesn't last a long time. That is like one of the main drawbacks of that ability, is that he cannot maintain his form for prolonged periods of time, especially in comparison to Yuno, who, as we can see, went into his spirit dive before Asta even got there and is still in his spirit dive form even after Asta has, I guess, changed back to normal. But anyway, after that, Patri starts to load up another one of the giant divine rays of punishment, which speaks volumes for his insanely large mana pool that he's able to fire off spells of that magnitude back to back. But right as he fires it, Nozel drops in and saves him. And then it's right here at this moment that we get something that we have all been waiting for so long. We finally get to see it. Mimosa is still here. I was worried about her for a little bit because she hasn't been around in these past couple chapters, but she is still here. Mimosa is alive. She's still here. But seriously, no, we finally get to see Nozel fight. They do cut away for a second just to talk about how important matchups are in Black Clover, which I've said a million times on this channel. Matchups are like one of the biggest factors in Black Clover. Like I said in my video that I just put out, you can be really, really strong, but you can lose to someone who can be significantly weaker than you if they have a hard counter to your magic. In this case, Nozel's able to make his Mercury extremely shiny to reflect light. So granted, this doesn't take away from Nozel's defense because it still has to be somewhat strong, but it doesn't really speak too much for his strength either, when, I mean, he just literally is reflecting it. So it's in the middle. It's like, it's cool to see him be able to do that, but at the same time, it doesn't really, I guess, speak up for how strong he is. And also to throw this out there before I go any further, I am not a Nozel hater. Nozel is actually one of my favorite captains. He's probably on the top half of favorite captains for me, but I'm just keeping it 100% real. That does not really speak for how strong he is if it's only reflecting it. But moving on, after that, the chapter begins to just go into a fight with Dark Elf Patri and Nozel. He's attempting to hit him with like all kind of attacks. So his Mercury Blades to his Mercury Rain, and none of it's really connecting, which definitely says how fast Dark Elf Patri is, that he's avoiding like almost an entire room full of spells. But however, all this is, I guess, just so Nozel could set up for his big attack, I guess. He like uses all the mercury in the room to like create this mercury cage to trap Dark Elf Patri into it. Which Yuno notes that this would have had to take like a lot of control just to control literally that much of his own magic in the room. And then with the mercury being able to reflect light, Patri is not able to escape. He attempts to attack with his, I guess, like dark light swords, and they all get like reflected back at him. And then after that, Nozel notes that he will be the one to become the next Wizard King. So I guess my thoughts on this chapter. First out to start, I definitely do not think that's the end of Dark Elf Patri. I'd be very upset if literally just reflecting his own attacks were enough to defeat him. He definitely should probably like break out of there. As for where Yami is, since him and Nozel got there at the same time, I think that Yami went off to fight the devil himself. That's what I think. Just because if Yami was there, he'd definitely hop in. I think that if Yami is off fighting the devil whenever they wrap off with Patri, he'll be defeated by the time that they get there, if he is fighting him. Glad we got to see Mimosa again, but she's not doing anything. She's literally not adding to the situation. She is not adding at all. So hopefully she'll be able to get some shine, because she's literally just taking up panel space at this point. As far as theories, or as far as how strong I think Nozel is, just based off of like his feats in this chapter, I definitely think Nozel is pretty strong. He probably has the best magic control out of all of the captains. I just really want to see him do something with this precise control that he kind of always talks about. Because he's always talking about how precise his control is and all this, but we haven't seen him use Mana Zone or even use a Mana Skin type ability. Like we haven't seen him do any of that. He's just been really precisely controlling his Mercury magic, which would be really weird to me if he didn't have it. Or hopefully this isn't the end of Dark Elf Pottery. He'll break out and it'll force Nozel to, I guess, show more of himself. I would like to see that. Next chapter is the Big 200. Supposed to be getting a color page, so that'll be really, really dope to see. I was a big fan of the one he did a couple weeks ago with them in school and all that. I think Luck was looking super cool in that picture. But outside of that, let me know what you guys' theories are. Let me know how strong you guys think Nozel is. Do you think he's as strong as Fagolion? Do we think that he's as strong as Yami, a little bit weaker? Like, just let me know what you guys think. Outside of that, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Quancredible out.